Good morning, Gemini. Happy Wednesday, October 1st. Welcome. Welcome back to Tarot with Kat, or welcome if it's your first time. I am here every Monday and Wednesday. Every Monday I give readings, tarot readings for all the fire and earth signs, and every Wednesday I give tarot readings for all the air and water signs. And so this reading right now will be the reading for Gemini for the week of October 1st through October 7th, the very first week of October. So astrologically speaking, Geminis, so we've got Mercury is shifting emphasis. So you're going to have a focus on communication and clarity during this first week. Deeper conversations, unexpressed truths, hidden motives might come to the surface. You're getting real clear on a lot of things. You're going to be balancing your thoughts with action. So you might find yourself going down a lot of like rabbit holes, like mental or overthinking things. It's really important for you guys to use the first days of the week, Gemini, to plant seeds, ideas, projects, and then midweek lean into the decisive action. So as far as partnerships, the full moon in Aries which is that is your cross axis of relationships, might bring breakthroughs or confrontations in like one-on-one kind of connections for you this week. So the astrological tip for Geminis this week is to listen more than you speak. Don't rush decisions especially in the first half of the week, listen more than you speak, and then don't rush decisions until the second half of the week, Gemini. So let's see what the tarot cards have to say for you, Gemini, shall we? So we're using our Centennial Smith weight deck here. And if you click the little more ... right below this video, it will open up the full description to this video where you're going to find links to the decks I use and links to other things, as well as like scriptural connections I've been putting in there for all my tarot readings. As well. So do check those out. So we are looking for Gemini, and there you are, Gemini, for the week of October 1st through the 7th. All right, so Gemini, you are coming up as a Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles. How appropriate for the week. For standing still in the beginning, don't take action, go slow, and then take action. That's very much the Knight of Pentacles. I have a mosquito that's really driving me crazy. I don't know if you've been having trouble with mosquitoes, but if you see me going nuts, that's because he's buzzing in my ear. We've been having major mosquito problems here at our house lately. Anyway, you Gemini are coming up as the Knight of Pentacles. You're being crossed as your challenge, obstacle awareness, by a Queen of Wands in your awareness. You below you in your subconscious toolshed, what you're bringing with you as part of you is a Nine of Pentacles. A lot of Pentacles so far. Then you're stepping out of your immediate past. You are stepping out of some strength. Gosh, what a beautiful spread so far. Tons of yellow, all this happiness, all this strength and prosperity going on for you, Gemini. It's looking good. Crowning you up here in your ideal is a bunch of wands. A lot of work, a lot of stuff to get done. Stepping into your immediate future this week is the Five of Cups. Okay. And then in your environment this week, you're going to be feeling like the King of Wands. How appropriate. You've got the Queen of Wands crossing you. You're feeling like the King of Wands. Okay. Your environment this week, Gemini, is handing you a Queen of Swords. Look at all these court cards. Wow. Okay. In your hopes and fear spot here, it's Two of Swords, a decision to be made, decisions and not being sure, not being able to see which is the right one. Probably coming from this Queen of Swords, maybe. Good question. And then the final outcome this week, Gemini, is a Four of Swords, which is, I think, exactly what the energy of the universe is telling you need to do this week, Gemini. All right, so before we get more deeply into this reading, let's pull a clarification card from our holographic weight deck. So I like to pull one of these cards, and this card is going to stay hidden until the end of our reading. It will, oops, we have an upside down card in our holographic deck. Can't have that. So, this will give us further clarification, confirmation of this reading, but it has to be one that we can't see. We're going to leave that Ace of Cups popping out just because it jumped out there. And I just don't know which one really, well, that one seems to want to be your clarification card, Gemini. All right, so we're going to keep this hidden until the end of the reading. And if at any point during this reading you think you have an idea, there he is. You think you might have an idea of what that confirmation card is, drop a comment down in the comment section below. I'd love to hear it. All right, let's check this out. So Geminis, you are being presented this week as this Knight of Pentacles. So, as I mentioned, and this is representing you, as I mentioned, you're going to want at the beginning of this week, just really keep your thoughts and words to yourself. Like I said, listen more than you talk. Take everything in before you take action. Wait until the second half of the week until you take action, which is perfect for this Knight of Pentacles. Knights are all about taking action, but the Pentacle Knight is the most cautious, inactive one. The horse is not galloping ahead. He's planted still. He's looking and he's being careful before he leaves. So that's perfect representation for you this week, Gemini, in your energy and what you need to be. And the Pentacles all have to do with everything to do with your career, job, finances, salary, material goods, also your health and physical condition, well-being. You're being crossed here this week by a Queen of Wands. Now, somebody with the Queen of Wands energy, it could be male or female, but it's going to be somebody who's very, she's in command. She's in charge of her home and her domicile. She's a very nurturing person, but she's also very much in charge of, she's kind of a taskmaster. So you might have a taskmaster type of person, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a she. This could be a man with similar Queen of Wands energy, and that is somebody who's like all about taking action and making sure everything gets accomplished and all the jobs are done, and the master of the honey-do list. So Gemini, you have with you coming out of this Nine of Pentacles, like having nurtured something and grown something, a business, a job, a career, something that you are now reaping the fruits of, and you've experienced that. You have that behind you, that beginning to feel like you're reaping all that you've sown and being able to finally enjoy it. And so that's in your subconscious tool shed. That's something that you have as part of you now that you're bringing with you to the situation. You're stepping out of a situation in the very immediate past, like in September, where you had to have some strength. You have the Strength card, the 8th major arcana, and it has everything to do with strength of will, just strength of knowing who you are inside, that kind of strength. If you look carefully at the Strength card, she is very gently just getting this lion to let her, open his mouth, not with force. She doesn't have any chains on him. It's just her purity and her goodness and her kindness and her self-confidence of knowing what is right. That is where she gets her strength. So you're stepping out of some of that in September, having to exercise that kind of a strength in your life and have exhibited some strength. Maybe you've walked away from difficult situations or taken the steps it takes to quit an addiction or something along those lines. So now, Gemini, crowning you up here in your ideal is a 9 of Wands. So this is a card of exhaustion. This is a card of being just worn out. And I think I said in the beginning that it's going to be really important that you don't get burnout, don't overthink or go down rabbit holes, and that you need to, I think you need to be careful in your crowning position here, having this Nine of Wands, this card of overwork and overexhaustion, I think that's what you're trying to do. You must have a lot on your plate this week, Geminis. It feels like you've just got a lot of tasks on your plate with whatever you're dealing with. Whatever this taskmaster is that's crossing you. Because up here in your crown, which is ideally your ideal, but it's the card of like almost overwork. So maybe you have to do that in order to, maybe you have a bunch of stuff that you're going to have to get through this week, I think, and deal with quiet, patiently. Knight of Pentacles energy, patiently deal with a bunch of stuff this week and hang in there and don't give up. So persevere through all that. And that's probably why it's in your crown. So, because you're going to step into a Five of Cups. So this is fives are always a card of being kind of put off balance. So you're coming out of a strong situation, but you're getting made to feel like you're kind of being put off balance, and you're crying over spilt milk. You're focusing on some losses that you've experienced, but not realizing the two full cups behind you. This is a card that says that it's important, whatever this stuff is that you're experiencing this week with these people, whatever said, and maybe you're like oversensitive, it's going to be really important that you don't look back and let things go. Let water under the bridge and focus forward. Because you're going to be going into a situation where you're feeling, you're going to lose your optimism. You're going to be feeling very pessimistic, and kind of focused on your losses instead, which is not where your focus should be going into this week. So in your environment, you are going to feel like the King of Wands. So you're going to be getting all this work done. You're probably going to, like, the King of Wands is again the one who accomplishes all these tasks. He's very much in charge, very in command. A lot of also creativity, action, and passion. You're feeling very passionate, and you're feeling very. So maybe you're not feeling more. Maybe you're able to handle all these tasks that have to be done. You're feeling it this week. You're like, yes, I got this. I can do this. You've got a Queen of Swords in your environment, or Queen of Swords energy. So this is someone in your environment who is very much in charge of her logic and reason and communication, strong communicator, but also someone who takes care of others. So helping on the communication front in your environment. So you got somebody in your environment with this skillful communication as you're feeling like pressing forward. And I said, remember, beginning of this week, better to listen more and speak less. Listen to whoever this Queen of Swords is in your environment, trying to guide you through this week's situation. Your hopes and fears, I'm assuming it's like in your fear section, is this Two of Swords, which is a decision to be made where you're not sure what is the right decision. So you're afraid of not you're afraid of not choosing the right thing. You're afraid of not making the right choice right now. Is in your fear. And the answer to it is the Four of Swords. Lots of swords. Sword. So it all has to do with your mind and your thoughts. And the Four of Swords is that card of restful contemplation that says, step back, don't do anything. Do nothing, step back, and have gratitude. Look at all that you have. Count up all your blessings. Don't focus on your losses here. Focus on your blessings and think about those. Is the final outcome, is what you'll need to do moving forward after this week. Geminis. So what could the confirmation card be? I wonder. More advice about the swords, more advice about being mindful about your communications and what you think. So it could be any number of sword cards. It could be any confirmation of any of these court cards here, the knights, the queens, or, or the king here. I'm very curious. Let's find out what it is, shall we? And Gemini, our confirmation, it's a Knight of Wands. So again, you're the Knight of Pentacles, but you're also coming up feeling like the King of Wands, and you get a Knight of Wands. He's rushing in, wanting to take swift action. That's the Knight of Wands, wanting to go in, take swift action. So there is some sort of call to action, and you're feeling it, but you're having to be really mindful of your thoughts and your words right now. You're being crossed by this Queen of Wands who's tasking you with stuff. So that's in your ideal, being able to accomplish all these tasks. And you're going to be stepping into feeling like wanting to focus on some losses. But this Four of Swords here is telling you, take some time out, breathe, contemplate, in gratitude, and then move forward. And it's all going to be good. And that is what this spread is telling you for this week. You had a bonus Ace of Cups that popped out earlier for that other confirmation card. An Ace of Cups to go along with it, which is a brand new relationship offering brand new connection of some sort, personal, loving, feeling connection. All right. Well, thank you for being here on Tarot with Kat, you guys. I hope to see you back here next Wednesday. If you enjoyed this reading and all, please hit the like button and the subscribe button. I really appreciate it. And we will see you next week, Geminis.